that ball.
Rambo Radio with your host, Jen T.
Fuck, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, fucking Jen is a warlord.
I'm fucking coming for you.
Now I feel poo coming out of my bum. So it's a lot right now. Yeah, it's a lot.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rambo Radio. You just touched down in San Bernardino. The old shit's Bernardino. I am your host, Jen T. Twitter and Instagram at GenT523. YouTube, Jen T TV. Bow, Jen T TV. Like, share, and subscribe. We touching down in San Bernardino. Oh, friends, here we are in the good old Shits Bernardino, live from the Shits Bernardino. Actually, this is not live when you hear it, because hopefully I'll be asleep. What the hell? Here we are, Rambo Radio. I'm happy to chat with you this week. So I got 2 homies hired at my job. Obviously, I didn't get them personally hired, but they applied and they got the job, and I'm excited for them. But this one particular homie has already worked there before, and I don't think my man's learned his lesson. Bubba, it's not good the second time. I promise you. You leave and you come back. I mean, thank goodness you left on good terms so you can have a job and get paid and all of that stuff. But holy shit, man. It is a completely different animal since he left. So last time he worked there was during COVID. Yeah, COVID, he quit. So he back. And boy, oh boy, is he about to get it. Some bad news, friend. We got worse. Oh, shit. But you know, hey, the doors are still upright. My check hasn't bounced yet, so I show up. But once that check don't go through, we out. Oh, damn it. So without further ado, we should just get right to the business. It's time for Customers of the Week. This week, I had to help a lovely Karen. And, you know, I say that sternly because it didn't turn out to be a Karen until she became a Karen. And I said, damn, I was really believing. I was hoping, I was praying you would not be a Karen. And here you are. Karen. So the lady comes up to me and she goes, excuse me, I need to talk to somebody who works in vitamins. And I was like, okay, how can I help you? No, I need to talk to somebody that works in vitamins. I'm like, okay, well, my name tag says vitamins on it. That's me. Is there anyone else here? And I'm like, okay, so you have myself, you have my other homie over here, and then another homie just walked by. You got about 5 of us. She goes, oh, no, it's okay. I'll just ask you. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And then she starts asking about something some doctor on TV talked about. And I said, ooh, you know, I'm not too sure because I don't really watch TV like that. I watch, you know, Netflix. I don't really see a whole lot of commercials. She goes, oh, well, I need to talk to somebody who knows, you know, who's been here a long time. And I was like, does 22 years count? She goes, you're too young. And I was like, And she's like, I don't feel comfortable having you help me. And I was like, damn. Well, I definitely didn't sign up for this. So someone else can help you. Have a nice day. I'm going to get back to work. Okay. So start walking away and she comes back. Well, aren't you going to get someone to help me? I was like, I thought you already found somebody because my homie was just standing next to me. So I went over there and walked her over there, even though she didn't want my help. She wants my help now, but she just doesn't want me to help her with vitamins. Okay, cool. Couldn't do it. So I walk over and I was like, hey, bro, you got a second? I was like, this lady's got some questions. And then he's like, yeah, sure, I can help you. And then she goes, thanks. No offense, but you're too young. I need somebody who's got experience, who's older. And if you saw what my other coworker looked like, this is like the final seal of approval. She goes, I feel more comfortable with him. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, not to judge my coworker, but he's a kick-ass guy. He from the block. So he's heavily tattooed, okay? Heavily tattooed, bald Hispanic male who looks affiliated, okay? And this woman saw me and saw my coworker and went, I feel safer with him than you. I don't feel comfortable with you. And I was like, okay. All right. Well, and I'm just trying to think, I'm like, is it my haircut? I just got my haircut. Is it because I look too masculine or, I don't know what was going on, but she told me I was too young to start with. So, and then it just kind of spiraled from there. But she felt safer with my coworker who looks affiliated. Like, I'm not joking. This man, from the knuckles up, is tatted. And he just looks the part of somebody you would not want to be comfortable with. At one point was affiliated in the streets. So, and God bless him. He turned his life around. He's a family man. God bless him for that. He's a good guy. So, but just the fact that he was like, what? He was like, you're uncomfortable? I was like, I haven't even really assisted you, ma'am. I just asked you if you needed help. She goes, yeah, I need somebody who's, older, who's been here, who knows. And I was like, I've been here since 2003. Usually when I say the date, people who do this will go, oh, wow, that's a long time. Okay, so you know your stuff. This lady was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with you. And I was like, okay, I've never met you before. And then I looked at my coworker. I was like, good luck. He was like, what the hell? And then so it gets better. So then she starts asking him feminine questions, and not just any old feminine questions, like vagina stuff and makeup. And I was like, damn, not that those are things I would want to talk to that lady about, but she felt more comfortable talking to you about it than me. I said, that's got to say something. So, and I really didn't think too much of it until after he got done with her. And he's like, yo, I think that lady was hella racist. Oh, man. He's like, how could you feel comfortable with me? I look like a freaking cartel warlord. And then when you told her how long you've been working here, she didn't believe you. She's like, no, you're too young. I'm like, why would I lie about what's on my badge? You think I want to wear this fucking thing? First of all, I don't even want to wear it. That's the start. Secondly, it says 2003. You don't trust somebody who's worked in the same place since 2003? 22 years. How many places you shop at and you've seen the same shop workers there? Most people like seeing the same shop people. That makes them comfortable. No, this lady was like, I don't feel comfortable with you. I'm like, okay, I don't know you. And neither does my coworker, but he'll help you. Take care. Have a nice day. I was just like, holy shit. Yeah, and later on he came up to me and was like, yeah, That lady was racist. Oh, shit. It was so crazy because it's been a minute since somebody has been super racial towards me. So I wasn't really understanding where the conversation was going. And she was trying to be polite. She either didn't feel comfortable with me because of my appearance or because of my appearance. I don't know. But she said I'm too young to help her. And she needed somebody who was older. Meanwhile, my coworker is a year older than me. So let me get this straight. You walk down an alley and you see me and you see my coworker who's he looks right out of the movie Fast and Furious. Like, we're talking Vin Diesel, the Mexican Vin Diesel, tatted up, boosting cars. And it's like, wait, you feel comfortable with me than her? I was like, damn, that's crazy. But, I didn't want to think it was a racist thing because I just feel like that word gets thrown around so much. But a lot of people were like, yeah, that lady's racist. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, racist Karen. I was like, damn. That can, and I went back to work and I tried to not let it bother me. And I said, you know what? That lady did me a favor. I could get back to doing something else, And then later on, I was just like, man, I really hope that wasn't racial, because what the hell? Like, I can't change my skin color to help you. As much as I would like to help you, that's weird. I was born black, so I don't know how you would have a problem with me giving you advice. I don't know. The whole thing was just weird. I was like, man, it's kind of crazy. I can't just it's not some kind of suit I can just take off and be like, oh, what race would you like me to be? So you're comfortable. I'm just like, I'm at my job. I'm trying to be a professional. I'm trying to help customers and go home. So if you don't want my help, I'm going to move on to something else or move on to go help somebody else who would like my help. But it was just the fact that it lingered on later. I was just like, what was that lady's problem? We'd never met before. We had never had a conversation before until that moment. And in that moment, she let me know that she was uncomfortable with me. And I was just like, I've asked you if you needed help. How was that uncomfortable? Shit. Oh my days. I was like, wow. 22 years doesn't count? No, you're too young. Okay. Well, you have a blessed day. Oh, man. Wild. Just, I really couldn't wrap my head around it. And so I'm just thinking, I'm like, what could I have done differently in that situation? And I really thought about it. And I honestly came to the conclusion, I'm like, you know what? I think I did everything I could. I asked her if she needed help. She refused my help multiple times. So I just let her go to who she wanted to go to. And she got the service that she liked. And I'm hoping that I never have to help her again. Because what the hell? That's weird. I just do the maths. The maths ain't mathin'. That in this day and age, you would not want to receive help from somebody because of the color of their skin. That's kind of crazy. Could you imagine being a white supremacist and a black firefighter shows up at your house and you're like, nah, I don't want your help. Sir, your house is burning down. It's cool, man. I got it. Or can you call another white firefighter? I don't feel comfortable with a black firefighter. I need a white firefighter to put out the flames. It's like, holy shit. That's exactly what happened. I was like, God damn, lady, that's crazy. If you got a burglar in your home and you call the police and a Asian officer steps out of the car and you go, oh no, I'm sorry. I need a black police officer, please. I know I'm being robbed right now and I could potentially be shot, but could you like send an African American officer here? It's just so stupid. Oh man. I was like, Jesus Christ, lady. And she looked to be about in her 60s. I was like, how is that possible that you this dumb? How have you made it this far and been this dumb? What is that? You're a 60-some-year-old woman. I'm assuming you're well educated. You know, she didn't look tackily dressed. She looked nicely dressed. I'm like, you're a well educated woman. Where the hell's your common sense? Like, someone's offering you help and you don't want to take it. That's your right not to take it. But then to just go to the extreme and be like, no, I'm going to take that cartel guy over there. I feel safe with him. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I haven't even done anything. I was like, should I hit you so you can test out the safetiness? The whole fucking thing was just weird, man. Just absolutely preposterously weird. I was like, man, I've never done that before. I've never gone into a grocery store and been like, yeah, I only want help from black workers here. They're the ones who will know how to assist me. Just last week or 2 weeks ago, my coworker who is Hispanic asked another African-American gentleman if he needed help. And I had my back turned to them because I was busy cleaning shelves. And I overheard the conversation, but I wasn't looking at him. And my coworker goes, hey, man, how you doing? And the black guy goes, yeah, man, I'm fine. And he goes, you need some help? And he goes, yeah, I could use some help. I'm looking for prostate pills. And then it gets quiet and he goes, sis, hey, yo, sis. And I'm like cleaning the shelf. He goes, I need the prostate pills. And I was like, wait, you've been talking to me this whole time? He was talking to the back of my head, asking me about prostate supplements. Meanwhile, my coworker is standing right next to him, had asked him if he needed help, and he ignored him and was like, hey, yo, sis. And I was like, huh? You talking to me? And he goes, hey, yo, sis, I need the prostate pills. I was like, oh, I said it real loud. I was like, oh, sir, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to my coworker who's right here facing you. No, you were talking to me, the back of my head, for like 5 minutes about his prostate. And this whole time I thought he was talking to my coworker. And he just kept talking to me. And he never like got my attention until the end. And I was just like, huh? What the hell? Hey, yo, sis, can I get some prostate pills? I was like, damn, man, that's just rude as fuck. Oh man, that irritated me because my coworker put out a valiant effort, went above and beyond with the customer service, was very polite, was willing to help this gentleman, and he just refused to even acknowledge him. It was like, hey, yo, sis. I'm like, well, the products are here, but if you have prostate questions, let's ask my male coworker because he has one and he will know what to do with that because I don't. Oh my God. You know, it's hilarious when grown men ask me about prostate stuff. I mean, I know some things, but I don't know everything. But the big one for me was one time I was helping this old man and he goes, show me the prostate pills. And I was like, okay, they're here. And he goes, you didn't tell me which one is the best seller. And I was like, well, these are all good sellers. We only keep what sells. And he goes,
listen, you need to tell me what's the best prostate formula, because if I like it, I'll come back and recommend it to you. So when you're my age, you'll know what to take.
And I was like, I don't. I was like, sir, I don't have a prostate. He goes, what? What the hell? And I was like, and I pointed to my name badge. I was like, it's Chen. He goes, oh, sorry. Well, recommend me one and I'll come back and tell you so you can recommend it to somebody with a prostate. Holy shit. Good God almighty. People that shop at my work. Unbelievable. Some current events. Woo! Coachella 2025. Let's get some music here. Let's get some thump. Just start down and San Bernardino. Just start down and San Bernardino. San Bernardino. Listen, if you're a famous DJ and you make a song about San Bernardino, Jesus Christ, you need help. Anywho, so Coachella was off with a bang. I work en route, or I go to the gym en route to Coachella. So I don't want to be anywhere near that traffic. I mean, I taught class on Friday morning, and by the time I got done in the afternoon, there was already traffic going to Coachella. The night before, the Thursday before, there was traffic going to Coachella. And the most important part was, normally it takes, I want to say like an hour or two to get everybody in. Normally. But for some reason, they changed how people was coming in this year. And they straight up took 12 hours to get inside Coachella if you were camping. So if you went on Thursday, you did not get inside of Coachella until Friday. What in the actual fuck is that? Bitch. These people had no bathroom. Some of them didn't have no water. People was defecating on the side of the road and got tickets from the police. Yo, y'all need to start questioning going to this Coachella event. Here's why. Y'all couldn't get in, okay? Y'all couldn't get in. And then on top of that, so here's the price, okay? I got a little price sheet here. Coachella, okay? Just to get in, it was $600. You want to be VIP? How about $1,200? You want to camp in your car? $150. You want a teepee with running water in its own bathroom? $10,000. Okay. I had heard a rumor of $100 chicken tenders. You gotta be joking. Okay. You took 12 hours to let these people in who paid a minimum of $600 to get in. Jesus Christ. Unfucking believable. Meanwhile, your dear host was at home, propped up on the couch, watching it for free on YouTube. So, some highlights that I collected from the weekend. Let's see. 9 p.m. main stage. Misdemeanor Elliott. Missy motherfucking Elliott, y'all. Came back with a force to be reckoned with. God, just watching her hour-long set brought back so many good memories. Gossip folks. What's that? What's that little Middle Eastern one song she do? Get your freak on, yeah, get your freak on. Dance when you're doing a stump, better think I'm gonna go. When it's back over, what you do. God. And she's lost so much weight. She looks so good. She's bopping around. I can't stand the rain. Bopping around, singing all her songs. Oh, man. Blast from the past. Maybe, before Lady Gaga came out, I would have to say that she was my top performer of the night. I also saw, let's see who else I have here. The Go-Go's. The Go-Go's reunited. That was cool. Man, I used to have some serious crushes on those ladies, and they look so old now. Oh, damn. I would still get with Belinda Carlisle. She looks pretty steamy. Anyhow, let's see. 3-6 Mafia came out with Travis Barkey and MGK. Glorilla she fucking raps like that. What you know about me? I missed Mustard. I'm so mad. I just could not keep up. There was so many good things happening all at once. Oh, I was stuck in Lady Gaga land. Underrated performance. The Martinez brothers. So the Martinez brothers are some of my top favorite DJs ever. Okay, these guys just kill it. The way they make their sounds, as far as like it's the two of them, and they trade off with different sounds, and then they kind of collab them together to make one track. It's very Latin influenced. And Latin with old school house, I love it. It's killer. They really are something. They didn't get the main stage area. They had them in the Quasar. And the Quasar was just an area with the DJ booth with this cool little light, this glass light installation, and there were people DJing there. When Coachella first started, it was Coco, Breezy, and Kalima. Those three girls, I think they might have been South African, if I'm not mistaken. They were playing some crazy African house beats. It was a killer set, and what sucked was that they didn't really show the crowd too much, because when they showed the outward shot, when they show like behind the DJ, there was nobody there. I felt bad. There was maybe a handful of people there, 20 people there dancing. I'm like, yo, everybody's missing one of the best sets here. So by the time the Martinez brothers got there, then it was packed. So I was just like, ooh, I hope, we don't want to DJ to 20 people. That's just terrible. So, but the 20 people that were there were enjoying it. I was there in spirit, so that makes it 21. Let's see, what else did I see? I missed Tyla. I'm very sad I missed Tyla. I wanted to see her. I missed Chris Lorenzo. He's a really good DJ. I also missed Chris Lake, another really good DJ. I saw The Prodigy, yo. Oh, my God. That show was so good. Jesus, I felt bad because there were a lot of people just standing around, and I think Prodigy has reached that point where they are looking for that 20-year-old fan base, because a lot of folk, their time has passed, and I think a lot of folk don't know who they are. So that could have been the reason why a lot of people were standing around just kind of staring at them. So, but they killed it, man. They killed it. I was jumping out of my seat. I was so happy. Oh my gosh, it was great. Then, of course, we had Lady Gaga. And, I like a couple of her songs. I ain't head over heels for her, but I like a couple of her songs. But she went all out. She killed it. She stole Friday night completely. She turned all of her little songs into like some kind of opera. And there were just all the moving parts and the costumes and the singing and the dancing. Oh, it was a whole situation. I was just like, wow. You know, because I really hadn't heard anything new, or I've been out of the loop with Lady Gaga. So I was like, what songs are available? What's she going to do, you know? But she has a whole bunch of new songs. And she basically turned them all into an opera. So it was just like one giant song with all the different costume changes and stuff. She really went out. And on top of that, she was singing. She wasn't lip syncing. There was some people there this weekend. I seen them lip syncing like a motherfucker. And that's okay. Do your thing, but don't lie to the fans. Don't say you were singing that and you doing full on dance steps. Okay, it's crazy. Saturday we had T-Pain and Green Day. To me personally, Saturday was, after Green Day, it was a bit of a bust. I struggled, just those two to really get into. And then, of course, Sunday, to close it all out, we had Megan Thee Stallion, Post Malone, Basement Jaxx, Kraftwerk, Tiesto, Chasing Status, Zed, and Polo and Pan. Let me tell you, out of all them names I mentioned there, Chasing Status fucking destroyed. Now, obviously, I'm biased because I love Chasing Status. But it was a show. Holy smokes. And the cool thing about Chasing Status is they're a drum and bass band from England. So drum and bass is huge over there in England. But for some reason, it's kind of dragging its feet here in America. So I'm hoping a lot of young people that were at the show last night, you know, Shazam things or start digging and listening, because I really like Chasing Status. They have a great sound, and it reminds me of the days that when I first got into drum and bass, and I was like, oh, this is so good. I mean, literally every time these guys have a new song, it's like falling in love with drum and bass over and over again, you know? Whew. Fantastic, guys. They did such a good job. Zed, killing it. Megan Thee Stallion turned it into a bongo fiesta. I mean, she wore jeans with the booty hole cut out. So they were like, fiends, it's a thong jean. It was crazy. Post Malone, as usual, you know. Let's see what else. Oh, Polo and Pan. I was pleasantly surprised, because I had heard about them, but I wasn't really too familiar with the music. So I listened to it and I was like, wow, this is something cool. It's real, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like chill electronic music. So, and that was like, they closed out Coachella. Some observations. Ooh, the Circle Jerks were there. And then, of course, the Misfits. I forgot to write that down. The original Misfits got back together, and it was funny. I was having a conversation with somebody a couple weeks ago about the Misfits, or a couple days ago, and I said, wouldn't that be cool if they all got back together? And then boom, I open up Coachella and hear, I got something to say. I killed your baby today. It doesn't matter much to me as long as it's there. We walk the streets of now. We find the illegals there. I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. You better think about it, baby. I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. Fucking Glenn was trying, man. Oh man, it's always a trip when skinny people become fat, you know, and so he's just got this ginormous belly, and it's like it's just hilarious because, you know, coming up, I remember skinny Glenn, you know, he was like in shape, jacked, beefy, you know, all the ladies wanted to be with this guy, all the goth chicks, you know, and then now he's just like, he kind of look like me now. Glenn look like me now. It's hilarious, you know. But yeah, he cranked out some Misfits tunes. I was pleasantly surprised. I liked it. I was like, wow, the original Misfits are back. It's not just Jerry only. It's not just Danzig. It's the group. So I was really excited to see that and witness history. Trying to think what else I have for you. I think that's it. This weekend 2. Sometimes they don't stream weekend 2, but the last 2 years in a row, they have streamed weekend 2. So maybe they are feeling generous and they're going to show weekend 2. If you would like to watch Coachella, you might not like the music. You might discover something new. I discovered a punk band called Amiel something, but this lady was wilding out. I was like, okay, go ahead, girl, you rocking out. Yeah. Coachella on YouTube, subscribe, and then you can watch Coachella when it's live. I don't think they have any replays or anything up, but when it's live, it'll be up there. Let's see here, some all right, I'm gonna hit you with some motherfucking UFC picks, and then I'm gonna bounce. My back is killing me. I have Jocelyn Edwards, Pollyanna Viana, Malcolm Wilhander, Ahmad Hassan Zareth, Machnil Ikram Al-Gakana, Rude Boy Randy Brown, Zhang Mizgang, Carlos Prates. Those are my motherfucking UFC picks. Bet with me, bet against me. Who cares? Let's watch them fucking fights. Yeah. All right, folks. I think that's going to do it for me. I must go to bed. It's business hours in London. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe if you can, if you feel the need for shit. Rambo Radio has you covered. All right, folks, I will talk to you next week, but until next time, this is Rambo Radio. I'm out. Peace.